Hello everyone, hey, Joel 2 is here again, and we got a nice snowy day, but the sun is out and it's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. Today is supposed to get up to about 20 degrees, and yesterday it was about 4 degrees. So it's a much better day today, and we're looking for the train right now. I'm just now coming into Winchester, Ohio. This is the same spot where I almost got that coyote last week. So let's come into town because a friend of mine called me and let me know that the train went through Sardinia, so I'm looking for them. I'm east of Sardinia at Winchester, Ohio. Start the video, son. Let's see if we can find them up here. Should have that green locomotive on the train, the new green one. That's what we're looking for. I want to see them using that. Hey, I found them. They're in Winchester. Looks like they're setting some cars off at the grain elevator. And it looks like they have two locomotives. Looks like they got the green one and the other big 6-axle. Cool. Let's see what we can do. Yep, they're setting some cars off at the grain. Alright, yeah, 2301, that's the green locomotive, the new green one. Alright, we're going to find it on this first time to do switching. Right over here, let's see what we've got. There's some cars. I don't know if those are the ones that were there last week, because there was a few sitting on the grain square last week, empties. And looks like they just now set off these cars right here. Not sure how many. I'm going to guess that they put off at least 4 over there today. All right, let's go find out what's going on. This is good. Grain elevator spurs right over that way. Can't see it, that tree's blocking it. That's where the switch goes off to the grain elevator. I'll tell you what, I might just stay in the truck and film today if I can. I don't like my fingers getting frozen.
Alright, knock it off.
I got here late to the show. I don't know what's going on. Well, let's find out. Oh, well, look at there. They're on the end of the train. Cool. Got a bunch of rock cars and a locomotive on the rear. So I guess the green one's on the front. We got the top and tail. Let's get up here. I'll go up and chase them. Let's see here. I might be able to get on Mount Zion and then Seaman. Let's see what happens. Well, at least I got something so far. Okay, we are at Mount Zion right now. Look at this. We're going to catch a train coming across this crossing. You can tell a high rail truck went down the track next to me. That's the main track. But that's it. Nothing else has been on here.
Alright, copy.
There's the train way down that way. Got the green engine leading. This road's not very wide. See that? There's some cars in storage over there. And here comes the train, Mount Zion. This is going to be a good one. The green engine leading. That was cool. Pushing that snow across the crossing. Each one of these cars carries a little bit over 100 tons of rock. Here comes 3512. This is the first time I've ever seen a rock train with 2 6-axle locomotives on it. They're going eastbound. Cool, look at that. Look at all that snow. Oh, cool, they waved to me. Got a wave and everything. There she goes. Through Mount Mount Zion. All right, let's go up and get them again. Here's the crossing after the train came through. See the difference? You can tell a big difference there. I just gotta make sure I don't get stuck. All right, let's go. Yeah, look at this. This is the main highway through here too. Covered over. There's a bunch of spots where it's blown over and made big piles. You gotta watch out for that. I went through one back there. It was over a foot thick. You know, where it blew across the road and just accumulated in a huge pile. Here's the crossing. So we are between Seaman and Mount Zion, Ohio right now. Headed towards Seaman. The hard part is finding a good place to park without getting stuck. Here's the crossing. But wait, there's more. There always is. I'm in downtown Seaman, Ohio, and here comes the train coming really slow. There's the old Life Squad building. Look at the size of that boulder of snow right next to the track. That'd be kind of cool watching the train go through that. Oh, look at this side. There's a huge pile of snow on the track there. So the track goes on that way, eastbound. This is downtown Seaman, Ohio. Let's see what it looks like. At least they got the road cleared out here pretty good. There's the Batmobile over there. Let's see where that train's at. Should be getting close. Just barely come into sight way down there. I'll let them get up here a little bit closer and then we'll start filming again. Okay, here we go. Well, you don't see that every day. All right, let's get them again. That was a good one. What do you think about that car getting hit by the crossing gate? That was interesting. And then the snow got moved off the track by the train. There they go. We're gonna go to Lawshee now. Get them again. So here we go. But wait, I'm in downtown Lawshee, Ohio, and it really got windy, so I got back in the truck. I'm gonna jump out of the truck right when the train gets up here. By the way, this is a top and tail train. You got a train locomotive on the front and one on the back. They're both manned. The one on the back is not a DPU. That is a manned pusher engine. They're both working on this train here. The lead engine, the green one, is pulling, and the engine on the back is pushing, and the two locomotive engineers are staying in contact over radio. They're talking over the radio. So they should be here anytime. This is downtown Lawshee. Tracks are right there. There's a place I really like, that farm. Track right in front of it. Their driveway crosses the track. You'll see it better when the train gets here. I'll jump out of the truck. Okay, there she comes. Hey, you got a farm tractor over there at that crossing. I love that horn on that new locomotive. When I say new, it's just new to Cincinnati Eastern Railroad. Obviously, it's not a brand new locomotive. All right, listen to it. Here it comes. It is windy. Woo! Holy cow, is it windy. Here comes old Smokey. Why does it always get real windy like that when the train first comes? You ever notice that? A man pusher on the back. Wow, that was cool, wasn't it? Trains always look really awesome in the snow. Gates are working properly. There's the frozen Batmobile. There's the church. We're in the heart of downtown Lawshee. This used to be an important spot for the railroad. Used to be a gigantic water tower right there where they would put water on steam locomotives. That secondary track is used as a storage track today. All right, let's get out of this wind. Here we go. Coming into Peebles, Ohio. We are coming into Peebles. Up here in the northern part of Adams County. Nice little town with the railroad going right through the middle of the town. Alright, see if we can find a spot to park and make sure we get on the side that the sun's on. Let's see what we can do up here. Here's a good spot. Let me look around first. Peebles is milepost 72. There's a mile marker right there. Just for reference, Mount Orb is milepost 41. Now you can tell a high rail truck came through here. See how it's kind of pushed the snow a little bit? The high rail truck has been through here. You can also tell by looking at the top of the rail. You'll see some tread marks. See right there? You can see tire tread marks. And there's one of the customers for the railroad. It's McCoy Lumber. They ship out raw untreated railroad ties. There's a siding way down there to the left where they load into gondola cars. I think the train might have stopped. We'll see what happens. They should be here pretty soon. All right, there's the train. I heard him say he'd give me everything he's got. Come up the hill here in the Peebles. Milepost 71. Winchester is 57.7. They've got a defect detector. It doesn't work anymore, but they've got a defect detector at Winchester. 57.7. I want to make sure I get the right mile marker. Now there used to be a defect detector at Bean Road between Sardinia and Mount Orb. The property I used to own, there was a defect detector right next to it. That's 45.3. Milepost 45.3. I had 5 acres right there. Wish I would have never sold that. At the time, the railroad was closing down, and I wanted to buy a piece of property that came up for sale next to my property. So I used that money to buy another lot closer to my house. All right, they're working hard. Sorry about the wind. It is really windy today. That is an awesome looking shot. Lights are starting to flash. See how far I zoomed in? There's the lights. And there's the customer. Oh yeah, I got a wave. Nice friendly crew out here. Going through the Adams County countryside. Way east of Cincinnati. I guess a little over an hour to Cincinnati from here, something like that. Wow, is it windy? Let's look at the top of the rail here once the wind calms down. I guess the train must cause some of that wind. But it's always really windy when the trains come for some reason. There's a siding on the left. See the switch handle sticking up with the target? That hasn't been used in years. The last time that siding was used, they set off a boxcar of lumber there. That was somewhere around, I'm going to guess around 2007. Give me a few years on that. The railroad had already shut down as far as running through trains, and they had a boxcar of lumber come there, and I got pictures of it. I took a picture of it going over the big bridge at Mount Zion. Here's top of the rail. Got it shined up. There you go. But the boxcar load of lumber, the last one that came out there for that customer, when they first came out with it, the line was cut before you get to Seaman, Ohio. They had a big pile of gravel right in the middle of the track. So the train had to stop there, and they had to have somebody come out and remove the gravel from the track. And then the next day the train went on, and they set that boxcar off over there. And they never brought another one in since then. Hey, thanks for watching. Woo, it is windy, cold, windy. I'm getting back in the truck, warm up. Check out another video if you can. Every view helps my channel. Coming to you from somewhere in Adams County, Peebles, Ohio. Looky, what you got there? Looky, here, Looky. What you got? Oh, how did you get that out? That's suet. That goes in the bird feeder. How the heck did you do that? Here, Loki. There's Jesse. Oh, man, is it cold. 27th of January. How did he get that out of there? Look, it's way up there. Here, Loki, come here. Here, Loki. Loki, bring it back here. We gotta put that suet back in there. I just got home from filming the Cincinnati Eastern Railroad, and they got the live action pets here doing their thing. Well, let's go get that suet. All right, there we go. I got the suet put back in there. Look at that. I got this chair right there to try to block him from jumping up and pulling that suet feeder down. Apparently it needs to be moved over just a little bit. He can jump pretty high. Live action pets. Look at that, he jumped all up to there. I'm not sure how he did it, how he got that out of there though. The top opens up. So how did he do that? That's interesting. Ooh, it's cold out. Fingers are getting cold again. Scrap that idea, folks.